Hey there YouTubers, this is Ashman JP bringing you another driving video. This time I hope it isn't as long as the last one, and as you can see it's at night. I was out at a work party and I wasn't planning on doing another driving video, but after the party the camera was sitting there, so I started recording, and here we are. We are in downtown Hamamatsu City in Shizuoka Prefecture, which is, if I remember rightly, about 240 to 260 kilometers east of Tokyo along the southern coast. We're almost right in the middle of Tokyo and Osaka. And we're pretty close to Nagoya. It's a very nice place to live, if you ask me. It's not a big city, about 800,000 people and climbing, so it's not a small one either, but I guess if you compare it to Tokyo, then it's pretty small, maybe even countryside, but any city compared to Tokyo will look, small. So this time I've left all the traffic lights and stops so you can see how long they are. A few people requested that in my last video, so here we are. As you can see there, I'm sorry about my dirty window screen, and like I said before, I wasn't really planning on videoing, but things happen. So one thing you might have already noticed, and I'm only speaking from my experience in New Zealand, there isn't many road lights. I mean, the lights that line the roads to give the traffic a bit of illumination to see the road. In New Zealand, pretty much every road will have road lights, but here in Japan, there isn't many, and maybe if there are, then they're only along the main roads. But as you can see on this one, they're very far between each other that I don't think there's much point in having them there, to be honest. But Japan has a lot of traffic on roads, and there's a lot of illumination coming from the various buildings and signs that's probably enough to light up the roads. So while we're waiting for this traffic light here, so sit back, enjoy the nice traffic light stop here. It seems quite a long one, and I will sort of jump in and make comments along the way. As you can see, the traffic light there's two greens and a red. The red is saying that, the two greens are saying that left traffic and straight through traffic is very difficult to see, but it can go. But any other traffic must stop. And when the two green ones change to red, the red light will change to, I guess, a right turning arrow, and so the right turning vehicles will be able to go, and all other traffic must stop. Japan roads tend to be quite smooth, well, not smooth, but newish looking, and they're always doing repairs on them, or always laying new tar seal. But with the amount of traffic of cars and buses and in particular trucks, the roads start to get very bumpy quickly. So you'll notice their car bouncing up and down a bit. You might have heard the shocking news a few years back of how I think Japan lays more more concrete or tar seal than any other country in the world, even the United States. So they're always laying some sort of new roads down or resurfacing a road or whatever. I think in my last video someone said to me, I asked the question, how long are the traffic lights stop times, and I said not very long, but now that I'm having to watch them, they seem quite long. Usually when I'm driving, I'm either when I have to wait here, I'd probably be sitting on my phone or my iPad waiting, so time seems to fly. So you can see just above there, there's a bridge or some sort of bridge there. That's the new train tracks. They used to go along the bottom here, and of course now they want the traffic to flow a bit, so they've now built a bridge to go over, and they're just in sort of the final stages of finishing that off. Should allow the traffic to flow a bit more. Price of petrol there, or gasoline. A few weeks ago it jumped up about 10 yen. Quite a steep jump that was, but still, I guess it's still pretty cheap here in Japan. So a lot of my New Zealand friends often ask me what's it like to drive in Japan, or and when I tell them that when I compare it to New Zealand, I often find that I really like driving in Japan, and they're quite surprised. But compared to say New Zealand, there's usually a lot of cops on the road, patrolling, keeping everyone's speed down and making sure you drive safely. But in Japan, there's very little police presence on the roads, and especially in Shizuoka. I mean, I could go almost a week with maybe more longer without seeing a police car or former police officer. So you can get away with a lot more. You can go. Most cars travelling right now it says 50, just said 50 along the road there, but we're probably going 60, and once we get a little bit further down, probably going 70 to 80, 90. But you see very few traffic accidents. I mean, they have a lot, but I don't see many at all. So I find in Japan, I mean, while there are more cars on the road, and sometimes the manner in which drivers here drive is a little bit annoying, frustrating sometimes, you still get away with a lot of stuff. So I really enjoy it. I'm able to go quite fast if I can, and yeah. You probably also noticed a lot of cars are newish. This goes from way back when, of course, when tighter restrictions came in for we call it warrant of fitnesses. Here in Japan they call it shaken, which is just really the roadworthy test of the car, and usually for a new car, you don't get one for the first 5 years, and then it's every 2 years for I can't remember how long, and then it would be every 1 year. They changed that to every 2 years, and of course the older your car is, usually the higher your car tax will be, and of course your repair bill. So usually people would have a car for 5 to say 10 years, and then get a new one. But in recent times, with the recession and stuff like that, a couple of years back in Japan, people are starting to hold on to their cars a little bit longer. So while they look new, quite a few of them would be, between 5 to 15 years old. My car, I think, is just over the 5-year mark, but the way I drive it, it's probably closer to 10. But like I say, it gets checked every 2 years, and at the moment my bill, for the car tax is not too high. It's probably between 20 to, well, just in repairs, it's probably just between 20 to 40,000 yen. Just the little things, oil change, brake pads, just the minor things, maybe a brake lamp. So this is one of the main roads heading out of Hamamatsu City. A lot of restaurants and car dealers, and as you can see, there's not a median barrier down the middle, just a few stripes down there. So it can be quite dangerous when you're going quite fast. So you can see there it says 147 yen. So about when I took this video, I think it was 2 days before I took this video, it was about 136 yen. So it jumped up quite a bit. For whatever reasons, I don't know, but yeah, it jumped up a bit. I guess the rest of the world was the same, but still 147 from the average Japanese salary is doesn't seem as much as say from the average New Zealand salary. And also this petrol station or gasoline station is self-service. Up until probably 5 to 6 years ago, most gasoline stations or petrol stations were full service. So I'll show you a video of that another time, but you would drive in and pretty much get full service. And when I mean full service, you know, they wash your windows almost inside your car, and probably even the outside of the car. But it was pretty darn good. Now you'll be hard to find a full service station or gasoline station. They're mostly changing into self-service. And when I mean self-service, even the technologies that come into it, and you don't even see a cashier or anyone taking your money. They'll probably just have some sort of credit card system or money system where you put it into a machine, you just fill up your car and then it spits out the change. This car in front of us looks like it has a plastic cover over its license plate. This is one of the things that often you see on Japanese cars, is they put it on there to prevent speed cameras from seeing their license plates when they're driving, over the speed limit. But nowadays with technology, with the technology that they're using with speed cameras, that they're able to get around that. They're able to the plastic doesn't do much, but also speed cameras don't actually detect cars until they're usually about 40 or 50 kilometers over the actual speed limit. So if you were, say, on the expressway and the speed limit was 100 kilometers per hour, then it wouldn't come on until 140. So even if you were going 120 or 130, it wouldn't snap a picture at you, snap a picture of you. So there's no need for it. And plus, they're not mobile or hidden cameras. They are stationary cameras that don't move or haven't moved for the last 10, probably 15, well, since I've been in Japan, so 10 years. So you know where it is, you know where the cameras are, and I think there's even books out that say where the speed cameras are. And yeah, where I live, there's very few speed cameras actually in the city. They tend to be all on the expressways. So this is this bridge we're going across is going across the Tenru River. This is one of the main, the biggest river to the east of Hamamatsu city, and this is where the Hamamatsu city will finish, and the city next to it, Iwata city, starts. And now, so we're now on what we call the Route 1, and there's another name for it called the bypass, because it sort of bypasses around the cities. So Route 1 was the main trunk line from Tokyo all the way to Osaka and probably down to Kyushu, but they would go through the middle of a city. So once the car population increased, 30, 40 years ago, they decided to build a bypass, or a sort of a road, a toll road that went around the city. It was much quicker to go around, and they made it a toll. They would charge you a toll. So up until about 10 years ago, they were charging you about 200 yen to use such toll roads. But up until 2 years, they paid it all off, and so they stopped charging. So it's now free. And at the moment they're widening the road, so there's a lot of roadworks and a lot of traffic jams. So I'm at the moment taking one of my shortcuts. And when I mean shortcut, you can just see some traffic going above on the road there. It will slow right down to a stop, and even though I'm stopped here at this traffic light, I will be able to zip around under and in front of probably most of the traffic above, and gain a good 5 to 10 minutes in travelling time, or cut 5 to 10 minutes in travelling time. So anyone that lives around here and travels between Hamamatsu and Iwata or Fukuroi or anywhere, now you know. So you can saw there a couple of mirrors. Japan is a very mirror country. They have mirrors almost on every corner to help you see around the corners a bit better. You see there's another one to the left, oh sorry, right there, and they're very, very good. You don't have to sort of wait until you get right to the corner and look around, you know, but you can use the mirrors. There's one just there to sort of see if there's any traffic coming. Sometimes it's too convenient. Some people won't even look around the corner, they'll just use the mirrors, which is something is okay, but you know, if there's someone walking, then it's very difficult to see, and you could easily hit them or, you know, cause an accident. So as you can see, there's no road lights here, so it's pretty dark, and yeah, not that that's a problem or anything. I think it's just a way of saving, you know, money, electricity and whatnot. So I'm now coming back on to the bypass, the road that I went off back there, and the truck, I think there was a truck that I saw, and if I remember rightly, it's probably about another 100 meters back, and well, might catch up to me, and that will cut off at least 10 minutes off my travelling time. So as you can see, there's roadworks to the left there. Though it used to be just this, you know, one lane each way, and when they originally built this road, they were planning to make it 2 lanes each way, but they must have ran out of money or didn't think they needed it, so they just kept it 1 lane each way. And now, with the higher volume of traffic travelling in and out of Hamamatsu city, you know, to the east of Hamamatsu city, they've decided to make 2 lanes each way, and you can't see it, but the traffic going into Hamamatsu city on the right there, they have 2 lanes already finished, but leaving Hamamatsu city they haven't finished it, and from what I've heard, the budget, they've gone over budget and there's no more money, so they're waiting for as long as possible to get some more money before they finish it, which is a pain in the ass, because that would cut off another 5 or 10 minutes of my travelling time and would make me much happier, instead of having to hang out here behind cars and trucks travelling at 20k. And all those cars and trucks on the other side, they're travelling, you know, this is still just a normal road, so you're only supposed to be travelling 50 kilometres an hour. I don't know if it's said that there, but all the traffic on the right side will be travelling 60, well, way above 70. When I'm on it, I'm up to 100, so yeah. No police present, so. And of course, if there's no accidents, why did the police need to be there to you know, to stop the no accidents? So people speed as much as they want, and yeah, no problems. So we're coming sort of just the north part of Iwata city. Iwata is a smallish city of about 90 to 100,000 people, and then there's Fukuroi city to the east of that, and then Kakigawa city, and they're right beside each other. So you don't know when one city stops and the next city starts. So yeah, you could almost say it's one big city, but it's not. It's 3-4 different cities. truck in front of, or the truck in front of us. Japanese drivers love to travel up the arse of the vehicle in front. Well, it looks like it's probably about, I don't know, 10 to 15 meters, apart. You'll see that you'll see cars even closer. I don't know why. I think it's when they're taught how to drive, they say that you should travel closer to the cars in front of you to allow more traffic on the roads. Some reasons, I don't know, but yeah, they love to travel up the arse of the car in front of them, and I'm always having to give some sort of signal to the person behind me to get off my ass. I don't have to worry. I have to worry about the car in front of me, let alone worry about the car behind me. So it's good if they can back off a bit. And as you can see, I'm probably a little bit far, but still safe distance. So we're just coming to the edge of Iwata City. Iwata has a lot of the big companies like Yamaha, Suzuki Cars, NTT. So I'm just getting off this part, which is sort of on the border of Iwata and Fukuroi City. Fukuroi is sort of famous for green tea, melon, of course, the rice. What else? And there's a ton of things, but and we also have Suzuki Car Factory, a Pioneer Factory, yeah. So it's a nice city. It's small. It's only about 80,000 people, but because of the amount of traffic going in and out of Fukuroi or through Fukuroi City, it seems like there's more people. So I'm not far from home. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments below or questions, and I'll try and reply back to them as quickly as possible. And if there's something you'd like to see, then yeah, leave in the comments below. Thank you, and drive safely.